guys did just about everything but outscore them tonight. I mean, I thought it was a pretty, probably one of the more dominant efforts you guys have had all last couple of months.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think obviously after the effort we had the other day, you want to see a little bit of response. And you know what? We outshot them. We had opportunities. We're having troubles getting the back of the net. But the effort was there, which is what I wanted to see. Obviously, we inserted some new guys in the lineup as well. And once we get healthy, obviously, there'll be other guys coming out. And, you know, I mentioned it the other day with the opportunity that guys have through all these injuries that you got to seize that opportunity to stay in. And effort's number one. And obviously, doing something or producing or, you know, the little things.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what overall your opinion of the guys up from the East Coast League. I thought they were pretty rambunctious today.
Yeah, I liked all three of them. I thought Belzile, you know, we've seen him for a couple games now. He was very good in the face-off circle. Gives us another option with Cleach out as a right-handed center. He's competitive, he's gritty, he's hard on pucks, and he can make plays. He's smart on the ice. And then we brought in Higgs, and you know, he's another guy that is a skilled guy from that level. And you know, I think that when you bring those guys in, you're trying to infuse a little bit of life in your group, not just with the injuries, but giving them again an opportunity. So you know, it was you know, it was a good effort, and you know, we ran out of time.
And what's his name? Thompson, he's a big kid, and
yeah.
He had some zip on his skates.
Yeah, you know what? He's a big guy. He's played in the American League. He played last year in Binghamton, so that was one of the reasons when we looked at the call-ups, wanted a guy with a little bit of experience. He's had a good season down there, and you know what? I liked what I saw on him. Unfortunately, with all the penalties at time, I didn't get them out as much as I'd hoped, but I was able to use them a couple times on the power play and try to give them some opportunities to succeed. But I was happy with all three of them.
Now, looking at your career, you were involved in a few dust-ups throughout your career, and tonight you had that scary moment there with McGrath. What was going through your mind there when you saw him go down like that?
Well, you know what? He's a very tough guy. He's got a great story about him of, you know, where he's come from, what he's done. I know he's a great team player for them, and you don't like to see anybody get hurt. That's a tough job. I was probably more worried for Maj going into it. You know, he's a proven NHL heavyweight. He was one of the toughest guys in the league for a number of years. But you know, it's unfortunate those things happen. He obviously took one on the button and was out and did the face plant on the ice. So hopefully he's all right. But you know what? It happens in the game, and it's you know, I hate to say it, but I think it gave our guys a bit of a lift because he has such a presence. And for Maj to take on a guy like that, you can't say enough about Maj.
Yeah. So now, where do you guys go from here? You know, how do you try to get over that hump? You know, and finally get to raise the sticks at center ice here?
Seems to be a big hump, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems to be.
Yeah. Got to make sure the energy level's high, make sure our compete level's high, which it was tonight. So when you go into games like we're going to go into this weekend, we can only worry about the first one. Have to make sure that's there, and you know, stick with it. Stick with the little things we did tonight. We got more pucks to the net. We were able to work them down low and establish, you know, a bit of a offensive zone play. And you know, it's not going to be any easier. So there's nothing we can rest on. We just got to try to build on the positives, and hopefully we can start finding the back of the net.